As a military veteran, do I support the United States government starting back with a drafting system? The answer may really surprise you. Hey, Jason here. If you've been watching the channel, you've been seeing me as I've been going through this expat journey. 9 years in now, it's crazy that I left the United States 9 years ago. Almost hard to believe, to be honest with you. And now I'm currently here in Africa, in the country of Zambia, the city of Lusaka to be exact. And so I wanted to just really break down this question because so many people have been asking me this lately. Like, hey, Jason, you served in the Iraq War. You've seen the worst of being in the military. Do you support a draft system going in place? And so let's go ahead and get into today's video. Now, I haven't done the research. I don't know the ins and outs of if they literally passed that there's going to start being a drafting soon or what the time frame of it is. However, I don't like that word personally of drafting. I don't agree with drafts. And I am not someone who supports drafts. And this is coming from someone who's a military veteran, but a wartime veteran. That means I served in the Iraq War. I was in Baghdad, Iraq. I've seen combat firsthand, seen all of those different things. I know the difference between incoming and outgoing. I've seen IEDs. I've seen other things that I just can't talk about on a public forum like this. And so I do not agree with a draft system at all. From my personal experience, I'm at a place now where let's say if I have a disagreement with you, I'm not legally able to just come up and assault you, beat you up, or pull a gun on you and resolve this conflict. So it's time for governments to actually uphold to their laws also. Meaning when there are conflicts between governments, it's time for them to sit down like grown men and grown women and actually resolve this conflict peacefully. And it's no longer right for them to be able to send other people's children, other people's mothers, fathers, uncles, brothers, sisters to go possibly no longer be alive because of their conflicts. I want to be very clear. The Iraq War was a waste of time. It was a waste of money, and it was a waste of a lot of lives on both sides. And even to this day, I can't tell you who we were fighting against. And I'm not saying this as saying I'm anti-American, anything like this. I am anti-war. It is time for this stuff to stop. We're in the year 2024. We act like we're so technologically advanced. We're such superior humans, yet we're still doing the same things. If you go back to the old Roman Empire, nothing has changed on this earth. And when are we going to start changing? When are we going to step it up? When are we going to raise our frequency and vibration? When are we going to force our governments to start governing in a better way? And that's what the challenge of this video is to start showing people like there's other ways. Violence is not the option. The same way I'm told I can't be a violent person just because I have a disagreement with someone, that same way goes for countries, whether it's the United States, France, Canada, the UK, Russia, China, South Korea, North Korea. It doesn't matter the name of the country. It's about the people. It's a senseless loss of lives. And one of the things that people don't talk about is there's just much more trauma when you come back from war than it is when you go. Like the person you see in front of you today was not the person that came back. I had to rebuild this person. And it was through the help and the guidance of my late wife, Cece, because she was a licensed clinical social worker, had her doctoral degree, and she specialized in ACT therapy, which is acceptance commitment therapy, because that was what helped me get to a better place. My mental health was at a state of, I thought, of no return. I could look in the mirror and I didn't even recognize who was looking back. I had horrible nightmares. I had horrible just sleep trauma all around. I used to have real bad flashbacks if I heard lightning or thundering. It would just debilitate me. Like all of these different things. And plus I was taking over 40 prescription pills a day. Like I had to take prescription pills just to be able to sleep, prescription pills for depression. And then those just led to a whole plethora of other issues that wasn't being addressed. And this is one of the things like most people don't notice. When I believe I was 25, 26, I was suffering from erectile dysfunction because of the SSRIs that they were putting me on for depression. And it is a known fact that about 70 to 80% of Black men will have a side effect of erectile dysfunction if they're taking SSRIs. It's not from me. This is actually, you can find this in books. If you go follow Plant-Based News, if you follow Dr. Neil Bernard, they talk about these things. These things are already documented. And I was suffering from that. And guess what? Like, do you think as a 25, 26-year-old man, erectile dysfunction is going to help your mental health be better? Do you think it's going to make you be happier and not more depressed? Like, these are the things that are not being addressed. And so to me, I feel like if there is going to become a draft system within the United States again, one of the things that the people should force up on the government is any serving person in the government, their kids must go to the front lines. They must go to infantry. They can't go to intel. They can't go to do supply. Their children must go to infantry, and they must go to a deploying infantry unit. And you may be like, Jason, why are you saying it like that? I guarantee you they would stop this whole drafting thing overnight. Like, it's so easy for people to send someone else's child to go pay the grunt of something they wouldn't send their child to do. Even to this day, I still think about things that happened in the Iraq War. That's not pretty. It's not beautiful. And like I tell people, there's no hero in that. There was nothing heroic about it. It was survival. And go put your family in there. Like, one of the things that I saw personally was it was a big money grab, man. I saw how much money was being made through war. I believe, if I remember correctly, I think one paper plate, the military was being charged maybe like $100 for one paper plate. Who do you think own these companies that are supplying these products? Just think about it. Who own these products? Who own these companies that supply these products? I know I don't. I know I don't have any friends and family that have those contracts. So, like, it's time for this to stop. It's time for us to move to a new era. It's time for us to move to a new way of living and also a new way of governance. And I will never support a draft. I will never support another war. And I know for me personally, once I have children, I would not allow them to be a part of a system like that. I would even move them out of that country to where they don't have to worry about something like that. And it's just, that's not being un-American, because I feel like being a true American is someone who care about American lives, not sending them out to be wasted over nothing. And so I just wanted to share that with you, because so many people have been asking me asking me about this topic since I am a veteran, a wartime veteran, Operation Iraqi Freedom. And if you're a veteran too, let me know what you think down below. I know some people may think differently than me, but if you're a veteran, let me know what you think, especially if you're a wartime veteran. Let me know what you think down below, because I think it's time for our voices to be heard. We don't talk about a lot of the things that we go through, but we can speak about how we feel about sending the next generations to have to go through the sacrifices that we went through. Because I can tell you, for me personally, my whole reasoning of justification of being able to go to war was that hopefully my nieces, my nephews, and my future children would never have to go through that. And to see that now they're trying to reinstate a new draft is heartbreaking to me, because it means all of my sacrifice and struggle that I went through was for nothing. And so I definitely don't want to see another younger generation to have to go through 1 ounce of what I had to go through to be the person that I am today after coming from war. And so just wanted to share that with you. Make sure you leave any comments, questions you have down below. And most importantly, just remember this: I'm Jason, and success is simple.